So, I think this is the message that a lot of people have been waiting on. Um, they got them people that watch certain videos because they try to receive a message or get some sort of message that they've been looking for. So, I don't know what message you've been looking for, but maybe this the message you've been looking for. Um, so first of all, let me tell you, everything is a test that you're going through. Everything is a test, but it ain't a test to piss you off. It ain't a test to make you mad. It ain't a test to exhaust you. It's not a test to beat you down. It's not a test to break you down spiritually or mentally. It's not that type of task. It's not that type of task. It was never that type of task. You may feel like it is, but you feel like that because it's earthly circumstances. It's things that you feel like you can control, but you kind of can't control. It feel like things that's out of your control, so you trying to gain control, but you can't. You get what I'm saying? So, if this message is for you, and say you the type, you is going through it, but don't no fucking body know because you hide it so well. You hide it so well. And when I mean by going through it, you could be going through it mentally. You could be the type, some of y'all, somebody could cry every night because they need a hug or they want some love or there's a void that needs to be filled. Or you could be holding on to a trauma or holding on to something that, you know, you haven't properly, fully healed from. But saying that to say this is, I know people watch other people for certain messages, and I always want to be a message for somebody. And I say that because if telling you a message and sending you a message, you best believe I got a lot of faith behind that message. And I'm not talking about no little bitty faith, I'm talking about a lot of faith. I'm a small girl, but my faith is bigger than my body. Okay, it always have been and it always will be. Period. So, saying that to say this, I don't know who this message is for. But everything will be turned around, okay? I'm talking about 360 completely. You may not see it coming. Some of you may not even feel that shit coming. But it's all a part of the plan. It's all a part of the story. And I'm hearing don't switch sides. Don't switch sides. So I don't know what that's about. But don't jump to the other side because you ain't getting what you want from God right then and there. You get what I'm saying? Some people will lose their faith or, you know, stop believing because they're not receiving whatever they want right then and there. But God don't work when you want him to work right then and there. He gonna work when he feel like the timing is perfect. So we don't know that the timing be perfect or not. We don't know shit. We be thinking we be knowing shit, but we don't. We don't. And sometimes some of us be mad at God because things not going the way that it's supposed to, that we think it's supposed to be going. But whole time we being protected from something that we cannot even see. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, have grace upon the creator that created you because he has a lot of grace for you. I don't know who that's for, but it's giving like somebody is stubborn. Somebody stubborn. Somebody very stubborn. Okay. Somebody very stubborn, but somebody hard-headed. I don't know who this is, but somebody is very hard-headed. I don't know who you are, but God like still loves you and still is with you and still is guiding you even when you make it difficult for him. Okay, and you know what's crazy? I'm telling you this because this is really a message. I'm reading Exodus right now, and I'm on Moses, and I was reading yesterday. Moses was going back and forward with God, and don't know when you say going back and forth, I'm not talking about he was bucking that guy. Like he was really like it was funny because when I was reading it, it reminded me so much of myself. But he was telling God like I'm not a good speaker. Like, how can I speak to these people, in the way that you want me to speak to them? And he kept telling God, like, I don't know how to talk to these people. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm not a good speaker. Like, I've never been a good speaker. Like, God trying to tell him to go and tell him to do something and tell the people, I said this, but he like, but I'm not a good speaker like that. He felt like that was his weakness. He felt like speaking to a crowd of people because he wasn't a good speaker was his weakness. But God told him, it don't matter. I'm behind you. Even if you feel like it is your weakness, I'm still behind you. Because it may actually become your strength because I'm behind you. All right, now get with me now. Get with me now. So when I seen that yesterday, it told me a lot about myself because I be feeling like my speeches or whatever I have to say won't be important to people because I'm not a good speaker. And just how Moses felt like he was not a good speaker to speak to all these people and to relay this message that God is trying to tell him to his people. But God kept telling him, go, just go, just go and do what I tell you. Like God even said God got angry with Moses. God got mad with Moses a little bit because he kept telling him, he was like, but God, like, he was like, God, like, what if they don't listen to me? Like, what if they don't believe me? What if they like he was like he was doubting himself a lot. And he wasn't that confident. But God just kept telling him to just go. I got you. I got your back. I got everything. And he did. He went, but he argued. It said in the Bible, he argued. He went back and forward with God. I'm laughing because when I was reading it, I was really like thinking of myself. And I'm like, I be feeling the same way, Moses. Like I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. So I don't know who you are, like, but I'm getting like don't doubt yourself. And even if you don't feel that confident, there's someone who's behind you that is so 100% confident in you. So you may not be 100% confident in yourself, but there is a God that lives high above and he see us. We like little ants to him, okay? And he feels that he is he's very confident in you. You may not be confident in yourself, but God is confident in you because when God is there, everything is a go. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be smooth. Everything is gonna fall into place. Like when you like let God control everything and just listen to the instructions of the Lord or whatever the case may be, whatever God guides your foot, in your steps. I feel like confirmation. So I don't know who you are, but some sort of confirmation is coming. I lost my train of thought because I just got a ring on my phone. So you may get like a ring or a ding or a bell. But saying that to say this. Saying that to say this, huh? Something really, really good is going to happen. A lot of good things are going to happen. And it ain't going to be just like abundance. It's going to be, that feeling that you look for in people that's no longer here. and you miss them so, 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 so much, and you wish they can like be here to help you create more memories. It's gonna be like a nostalgia feeling. Just imagine God letting you spend the whole day with a loved one that's no longer here, but you miss so much. That's how it's gonna be. Hey, what's up? That's how it's gonna be. It's going to be like that. And I don't even know what that would feel like. But when I say a lot of good things are coming to you, I'm not just talking about abundance. I mean peace of mind. Peace of mind is everything. Okay, peace in the heart, peace within your flesh at peace. Everything, your soul, your spirit, your mind is protected, is not getting attacked day and night by the enemy. Like, I'm talking about real peace and real happiness. So, first of all, I must say, God is more than good. Second of all, whatever's about to happen next, it was meant to happen. So, like, if something out of the ordinary happens to you, and when I mean by out of the ordinary, I'm meaning like something you couldn't have possibly think could happen for you. If something happens out the blue, but say it's something that you've been praying on, but you don't even know how you was gonna make it come to pass. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Because only you know what you speak to the God Almighty about. All of us have our own separate conversations with the Creator. You get what I'm saying? So only you know what I'm talking about. And when he said it only take a what? A sesame seed. You know how small a sesame seed is? Do you know how small? Do you know how small a sesame seed is, bro? Like, bro, a sesame seed is so damn small, bro. Bro, that's like literally this tiny, son. God literally saying you got this little bit of faith. This little bit of faith. So even if you is the type that have this little bit of faith, and I'm not judging you, because they do got some people who have very little faith. And they have people who have the ones who have very little faith, sometimes they have to see things, or I ain't gonna say be proven by God, but kind of sort of, to believe and know that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I'm like, do you know how small a sesame seed? A sesame seed is so tiny. That's how I know God is more than good. God didn't say a sesame seed. He didn't say a watermelon. He didn't say a watermelon or a cantaloupe. Cause that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Look, God. Look, I just got a notification on my phone. It said Jesus is my rock. Stop playing. God is here. God didn't say a watermelon or a cantaloupe. He said a freaking sesame seed. Do you know how tiny that is? Like, do you really know? I think I got a little sesame seeds. I don't think it's sesame seeds. It's something seeds, but it's seeds in there. Anything that's a seed is small. That's like they're tiny. Sunflower seeds. They're like pinchable. Okay. So yeah, this is the message that everybody been waiting on. This is the this is the message of the message. If you is in love, you gonna stay in love. Period. If you in love, you gonna stay in love. If you getting tired of love, love gonna be running right behind you too. If you getting tired of it, if you getting tired of love, love is going to find you when you really don't want it. And you're gonna be so disgusted. You ain't gonna understand. You ain't gonna wanna be bothered with it. You really not. But you really not gonna want to push it away, but you really ain't gonna want to entertain it because you gonna be really like very iffy about it. You're gonna be like, should I take another try or should I not? Something gonna be telling you not to take another try, but that's the fears talking. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like the fears talk louder than the truth. That's why I say don't listen to what's louder in your mind. Cause what literally overthinking, like literally your fears trying to fucking install nothing but fear inside of you, trying to keep you still, keep you stuck. But when you listen to that small, soft, little voice, and I ain't gonna say it's a little, but it's a voice very, very, very quiet. And it's very faint. And it's like in the back of your head, you could hear it, but you can't hear it, but you can hear it because you can't ignore it. That's the voice you listen to. Not the one that's screaming and shouting in your fucking head like a goddamn alarm. That shit anxiety. I have been learning the difference between my anxiety and my intuition. Cause my anxiety will not only put fear in you, but it will even create fears that was never even fears. Like they would create scenarios. Your fears can create scenarios and all type of shit in your head. But you got to know that it's illusions for one. It's not real for two. And that you're not gonna believe in fear. You're gonna go against fear. Cause to me, fear is of the devil. And God did not give us the spirit of what? Fear. Okay? Okay? Because I know my God. He ain't scary. My God ain't no scary guy at all. He's scary to us. Yes, he's very, very scary to us. To anything that is not God, we is scared. We scared of God, but my God ain't no My God ain't make us out no fear. We strong. We don't fear nothing but God. Period. Okay? You gotta know it. Okay? Don't fear nothing but the living God. Don't fear nothing that look like you, bleed like you, but the living God. Literally. Okay? One thing about it and two things for sure. I may be young and I may play a lot, but I don't play about my God. Okay? All right? Because I have a message and God is going to always be included in my message. Period. Everybody need God. Everybody do. Even the people that think they don't need him. Even the people that don't even believe him. You heard me? Even the people that blame him for everything. That hate him. They got people that hate God out here. And it's crazy because God is so loving. Why would you hate God? But they'll find their reason. You get what I'm saying? Don't mean their reason is reasoning. You get what I'm saying? But, they got them people. People like that. I pray for people like that. I really do. Because they just don't know how amazing he is. Okay? My God is everything in a bag of gold, baby. Don't play. Okay? Everything in a bag of gold. Not a bag of chips. A bag of gold. A bag of gold. Okay? I just know. Period. Y'all get it? Y'all get it? I may not be I probably be a decipher in the making, or a decipher in disguise. Disciple. Look, don't get me on my accent. Fuck. I might be a disciple in disguise, but I'm gonna make sure I get the people to God. Okay. If y'all have anything else y'all wanna mention or say, cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to light up my joint. Now, when I light up my joint, I probably got more things to say, and I probably receive more downloads. All right. All right. But after May, I actually want to tell y'all. After May, I'm trying to lock in, and when I mean by lock in, I mean like really quit smoking. After May, I'm gonna lock the fuck in, and I'm gonna give the wiggle weed a break. Cause I've been smoking it for years. I've been smoking it a long time. So I do want to give it a break. But I know like when you completely stop smoking weed, and say for example, because I've done this before and I didn't like it. I went like I think I was like 8 months sober. And I went back to smoke. Like I had hit the blunt. Like one time I had rolled me up a little blunt. Cause I don't hit nobody else, but I roll my own shit. Period. I had rolled me a little blunt. I just wanted to see what it would give. And this me, 8 months sober. 8 months sober. And when I hit the blunt, I did not like it. I didn't like it at all. Like I ain't gonna even front to you. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the feeling it gave me being sober. So I kind of feel like once I lock back in, for real, I might not smoke again. I don't know. I'll probably just give it a break. But I know when I went back to smoking, it gave me, I don't know, I didn't like the feeling. I was getting anxiety, because I was so high and I just hit it once. But that's because I ain't have that shit in my system for 8 months. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I might not go back to it, but I do know I am about to take a break from it for sure, for sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. My face don't look that great right now because I got marks and all that in my face. But I tried to keep my skin as pretty as possible. Don't worry, I'm about to create some face products so I could clear my skin. But thank you so, so much, Miss Rebecca. You are very sweet and you are very, very nice. I like people that's very nice and very kind. It really don't hurt to be kind. Now, if you be a bitch to me, I'ma be a bitch back. But if you be sweet to me, I'ma be sweet back. Like it really don't hurt to be kind. It really don't. And then I don't be trying to like get on here and be like, I ain't gonna say loud and common, but like that, like But my birthday tomorrow, so I'm just vibing out. But I really had a message though for y'all because like, and my message is always surrounding God. Always got something doing with God because God is working on me just like He working on you. So I'm a work in progress, period. That's how I don't ever knock that because I'm a work in progress, whether I'm smoking weed, I'm not smoking weed, drinking alcohol, not drinking alcohol. God is working on me, and He do, and He always do. And I always ask for the help when I feel like I'm lacking or, definitely do when I get on my knees and I pray at night. Definitely do. Cause I pray every night before I go to bed, no matter if I'm drunk or not. Cause there's been times I didn't come home from the club and I didn't been over intoxicated and I would still get on my knees and still pray like our Father who art in heaven. Yeah, the whole nine. You heard me, and get in the bed and yeah. So it don't matter if I'm sober, it don't matter if I'm high, drunk, I don't ever forget my creator. I don't ever forget who made me. I don't forget who put me. I don't ever forget who woke me up. I don't ever forget who put money in my pocket. I don't ever forget who do everything for me. So that's really the message. The message is God. Go to God for any and everything. Cause I know I do. And he may not answer right then and there when I want him to, but he answers on time, right when I don't think he about to. You get what I'm saying? So, um, that's all I gotta say. Like, go to God for everything. And even if you don't believe in God, I pray that you do one day. Period. Cause like I hope you find the love that I got from him. And I pray that you receive the same. You know, cause I ain't gonna lie, it be killing my heart a little bit when people say they don't believe in God or they don't, believe in the creator. And I know everybody is different and I don't knock it. But when people do say stuff like that, I don't knock it. Because you know what's crazy? You know what's so freaking crazy? Oh Lord, that's so crazy. This is story time. I was working at shoe department. And this was like it was about 4 years ago. I was working at shoe department and they had this man. I think he was gay, but he was very nice. Like when I say he was so sweet, like every morning he would speak and say something, like he was always willing to help. He was always kind, like he never had an attitude. He never was like a bitch, or he never really showed the ugly side. He never showed the side of him getting angry or anything. Like when I say he was so kind, he was so kind. And like I felt something when I was talking to him. I'm like, you got somebody close to you, and I could. This me. I'm something telling me. I don't know what it is, but I feel like when something telling me like that about somebody, and I don't know them from Adam or Eve, and I'm pinpointing them down, that's God. I feel like that's the Holy Spirit. You gonna tell you the truth, especially when I'm not seeking the truth, and they just, and the answers just come. And as he talking, I was like, you got somebody close to you? And I was like, you got a brother or something? But this is somebody that's alive. I'm not feeling nobody that's passed. Like, I could feel my spirit saying, ask him about his brother. Ask him about this. And when I did, he was like, that's crazy. I haven't talked to my brother in a long time, and my brother, he actually believe in God and and this and that, and I was like, you telling me you don't believe in them, but I said, you know what made me ask you that? He was like, what? And I said, something told me to ask you that, and I said, that was God that told me to ask you that. I said, I know you don't believe in him. But I said, what would make you believe that God is real? And he said it would have to it would have to be flying pigs or something, like pigs would have to fly or something he said was like, out of the ordinary. He was like chocolate would have to fall out the sky or something. He said something like that. Like it was something, very out of the ordinary. And I was like, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm saying, and I'm talking to God. I'm like, all right, God. I'm like, he's saying something about making something fall out the sky. He said something about making something fall out the sky. So I'm like, is you gonna make something fall out the sky to help him believe? Like, and I don't know, but I told him, I was like, well, look. I told him something else. I don't know what my spirit told me to tell him, but I forgot because it was so many years ago. But my spirit told him to tell him something like, if this happened, this is a such and such sign, da, 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 da. Like, it was something like that. And to say that he didn't believe in God, I had to ask him because he was so kind. Like when he told me he didn't believe in God, it fucked my whole peripheral up. And yeah, peripheral, cause I'm like, this whole time he the kindest one in the store. He the kindest employee of everybody. He kind. kinder than all of man. He the fucking kindness of everybody. He kinder than me, cause I'm not that damn kind sometimes. But he was kinder than me, and I'm like, he told me he didn't believe in God. I'm like, you don't believe in God, but they gotta. I'm like, God believe in you. I'm like, God still got you here. I'm like, you too nice, you too sweet. Like, and I'm not saying like, oh, he got like a hidden agenda. Like, no, like this is somebody like he got fussed at and yelled at and all that by the manager in front of me. Still kept his composure. Still was nice. Didn't lose his tantrum. Like, you know, I ain't gonna lie, me. You come at work at me and you a manager and all that, and you come fuss at me and all that and this and that. And I can see if I'm wrong, I'm gonna take my L. But if I'm right and you coming at me and you pissing me off, you gonna see it on my face. You gonna see it on my face. Ain't hiding it. Cause you can fire me right now. I'm that. Yeah, that. I'm that. I don't give a fuck. Not nice at all. You get mean with me, bitch, I'm gonna get mean right back, bitch. So that's just me. That's why this is probably why I ain't gonna say this is probably why I'm employed, but but yeah, I'm not that. I don't take no shit. Like I don't give a fuck who you is, whether you my boss or not. Like I'm just not like I'll hold my tongue a few times, but if you keep pushing the goddamn button, motherfucker, I'm gonna let you have it, and that's just that. Okay, and I don't care after that. Period. Like that's just me. That's why I was like he kinder than me. Like that's why it kind of messed me up when he told me he didn't believe in God. That's why I'm like, what? But he told me why he didn't believe in God. It was a lot that happened in his life that made him lose faith in God. And I'm not gonna disagree with his life story and why but I can understand why, but I still feel like that's not because God did say life was gonna be kind of like hard here on earth, but he did say he won't ever leave our side and he will like endure it with us, like type shit. Like you get what I'm saying? But since he's not a believer, he don't know that it is in the Bible. You get what I'm saying? So, like him telling me that I'm like, oh, okay, like so you kind of like stop believing in God because so much bad shit happened to you to the point where it just like, it made you lose your faith. And I'm like, all right, typical person that just stopped believing in God. And I'm saying typical because I've heard plenty of stories on why people don't believe in God. They be having people that be fussing at God and be like, you're God this and you're God that. And they be mad because our God that we so love didn't answer their prayers when they wanted their prayers answered, when they wanted their prayers answered. That's what I'm saying. Like you get what I'm saying? That's why I ain't gonna say a lot, but some people who are not believers now is because the God they say the God that we serve didn't answer their prayers right then and there. But the God that I serve, and yes, we serve, period, he don't come when you want him to come. I'm the God. That's what he said. I'm the God. Meaning I'm gonna come when I feel like the time is freaking right. Only I know when the time is right for you. And that's how you know when God got your best interest. Stupid. Like I'm just saying. So and I'm not trying, God forgive me for even calling people stupid because they not stupid. They just lack patience. That's really what that is. So hopefully, I be praying that people who did believe in God at one point in time and they stopped believing in Him, completely or all of a sudden, I be praying that people like that do go back to God. Like the man at my job, he was like a friend. He was like one of my coworkers. I forgot his name. I really forgot his name. I wish I could tell y'all his name, but it cannot come to me. But he was so nice and so kind. And like to work with somebody like that that's so fucking nice and so goddamn kind. I'm talking about even kind and nice to rude motherfuckers. To motherfuckers that you should lay out on the floor. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking about like I'm about to lose my job today. Like that, like them type of people. Like you get what I'm saying? Like he was really like kind and like when he told me his story, and he has been through a lot in his life, and they be saying sometimes the people that go through a lot be the kindest and stuff like that. When I not believe that, but it really threw me off when he told me he just didn't believe in God no more. And he told me that, but he also kind of felt me trying to push him towards God. And I'm not the type, I'm not going to put my religion on you. I'm not going to say, oh, you're going to go in the pits of hell because you don't believe in God. Like, I am not that person to say that. You get what I'm saying? I've never been like that. When people say stuff like that, it did catch me off guard. And when he said it, like my face was like, okay. And I was like, okay, so if you don't believe in him, let's see. So if you don't believe in him, I'm like, all right, so look, like, I'm like, all right, so look, I'm like, if this happened, blah, 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 blah. Like this is me just talking to him, like, you know what I'm saying? And just because he don't believe in God because of what happened with him don't mean I'm gonna let it fuck with my faith and how I feel. Some people, they got some people who let that happen to them, locked in, tight capsule, ain't no coming off. So you get what I'm saying? But I do know, like, when I run into people like that, I definitely be like, I pray that God, like, you find your way back to God, or you really see that God is really like real. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I hope you can feel and see and know what I know, like, and feel what I feel when I'm. So yeah, it just crazy because it just people be so kind, and that's so crazy. Yeah, man, when I say that man was so kind, he was so kind to the point where I thought he believed in God. So when he said he didn't believe in God, it fucked my head up because I'm thinking to myself, like, how could you be this kind and not believe in the Lord? You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, you so kind. And I'm like, I just know God hand is still on you somewhere. And I felt it. I'm like, it's no way. When I say it was no way, it was no way. And I don't know. It was like 4 years ago. So we speaking this is 2026. I hope he have found him, heart, his soul, and spirit. I'm not gonna lie. And I know everybody act different when they leave and go outside of work, but that's somebody who know how to hold their composure, and they still know how to be kind even when people are fucking rude to them. Like when people be rude to me at work, you gonna fuck up my whole attitude. I don't even want to work in the front no more. Let me go to the back. Let me cool off and all that. Like I'm that. Yeah, I'm that. I'm not gonna fucking lie and sit up here and act like, no, I don't know how to keep my composure. You piss me off at work, it's gonna show on my motherfucking face. Don't piss me off, don't bother me, leave me alone. Like, or let me go in another room, let me move around or something like that. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that's always been me. Like, don't piss me off at work, whether you a customer or not, because you're gonna see it on my face. And I'm not gonna lie, like, in the manager, look, baby. See, and that's another thing. That's probably why. It's probably why. But I'm very direct and stuff, but he was very nice and very kind. Like he's the type, like, I ain't gonna say he sugarcoat shit, but He's somebody like if you be like, "Do this look good on me?" He'll still tell you yes. Like, yes, it look good on you. And it probably even don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of person he is. Like, and he was just so nice and so kind. And I can't forget him. I know exactly how he look and everything. I just forgot his name because it's been many years. But he left a mark on me because of how kind he was. He was so kind. Like, I'm talking about early in the morning, speaking to me, early in the morning, speaking to me throughout the day, even when my mood wasn't right. Cause it used to be times I used to go into work and I just was not feeling it. I used to be like, hey, good morning. Hey, hi, bye bye. Like, like I just don't want to be here. Like, it's nothing against y'all. I just want to do what I got to do and get the fuck. Like, you get what I'm saying? He was just always nice with a smile. And even when I wasn't smiling, he used to be like, "Well, I hope you feel better." And I'm just like, "You are so nice." I will feel better. I just was not feeling it today, but I will feel better. And being like that around people, like, that'd be good, but it really messed my head up to know that he was not a believer in God. Like, how could you be this kind and you don't believe in the Lord? And it's crazy because he said he did believe in him at once. So I'm like, yeah, you believed in him at one point in time, but you just stopped believing in him because he didn't come when you wanted him to come at one point in time in your life when you was going through it and things was really hard and you felt like I guess God like didn't come or abandon you or whatever the case may be. Like, to each his own. You get what I'm saying? But you was a believer. And that's what I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, like you was a believer at one point in time. But life just took you through the ringer so bad to the point where it just knocked your faith all the way out. I'm talking about knocked his faith all the way out. And I can say he was kind of adamant about, how he felt and stuff. But I also felt something deep, deep in my spirit, like saying he will find me again. He gonna find me again and he gonna believe in me again. Like I felt something saying that. So like when I do run into a person that's not a believer, I don't like instead of making them feel like shit and try or trying to force them to believe what I believe, like I just kind of put the options out there. But I ain't gonna say parables, but I put scenarios out there to where it'll open their mind up a little bit. You get what I'm saying? It'll open up their mind up and be like, all right, if I didn't put myself here on earth and my mama was put here, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, because people that say they don't believe in God, I be like, you gotta really ask yourself, did you put yourself here on earth and stuff like this and stuff like that? Hold on. Oh, I'm so. Why did you get that? Was bugs around the mailbox? No, because when I went to the mailbox, there had so many bugs around the mailbox, and I couldn't even get the mail. And I walked back. I had got one thing out the mail, but I was up there fighting with it, going back and forth like I was about to hop. It was so. When I say so many bugs, I don't know what it was, and I was like, I'm gonna just get it tomorrow because y'all probably be gone. But it was too many. I don't know what type of bugs it was that was around the mailbox, but I said I'm gonna get you tomorrow. But thank you. Thank you for getting the mail. Cause I was gonna get it tomorrow. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Wait. Hold on. Back to what I was saying though. I gotta go and wrap this up. The whole message is about God. Go to God about everything.